Alright, so for Unit 8, we're going to be discussing about 3D shapes and how we can find their surface area. And surface area is split into two sections. You have total surface area and lateral surface area. While I'm out today, we're going to go over total surface area because it is very, very similar to composite figures. So you have a 3D object, and that 3D object unfolds to make a net. So we're going to talk about 4 different types of shapes split up into 2 prisms and 2 pyramids. So the first one we're going to talk about is a rectangular prism. So on your left, you have a rectangular prism all the way put together. And then on the right, you have your rectangular prism all opened up into a net. When you look at it, there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. There are 6 sides. Blank are bases and blank are faces. There are 2 that are bases and there are 4 that are faces. Okay, so if you want to color code, I would suggest doing that. Your 2 bases are what hold your faces together. So you have your bases. We have 1 base there. We have another base here. You can tell that there are bases because they are smaller rectangles compared to the 4 faces. And then I'm going to color code my 4 faces. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. The 2 bases are parallel and hold the faces together. So I would say the bases are parallel and hold the faces together. So I'm also going to come back and I'm going to write that in. So this is a base. This is a base. You also have the faces coming together. So you have the faces. Okay. Then the next thing you were talking about is vertices. Vertices is a fancy name for corners. So we're going to come to the picture and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 vertices. So 8 vertices. Vertices are a fancy name for corners. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Edges are when you fold it together, it's where they come together. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you have 12 vertices. So that's for your rectangular prism. Your next one is a triangular prism. There are a total of blank sides. So I'm going to go through and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. You have 2 bases. Your bases are easier to tell on a triangular prism because they are the 2 triangles. So here's a base. And here is a base. Since those are our bases, that means that they're holding our faces together. And our faces, we have a total of 1, 2, 3. So go ahead and label it face, face, face. So you have a total of 3 faces. Bases are parallel and hold the faces in place. So that's your 2 triangles. Your bases are parallel and hold your faces together. Remember, vertices is a fancy name for corners. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to count all the corners. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And edges is a fancy word for sides that come together when you fold the net up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 edges. Okay, so those are 2 prisms. Prisms are characteristics of prisms include that there are always 2 bases. So these ones are your prisms. And they always have 2 bases. Okay, your next ones are pyramids. Okay, pyramids. Okay, we have a triangular pyramid and we have a square pyramid. We're going to go to the triangular pyramid first. First thing we're going to do is we're going to count the total number of sides. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 sides. There is only one base and it is in the middle. There's only one base and it is in the middle. So we have our base in the middle. That means that we have 3 faces. Sorry, we have 1 base and we have 3 faces. Because if you look at your base, it has 1, 2, 3 edges or sides. So each one of those has a face coming off of it. So there's face 1. Here's face 2. And then here's face 3. The base is what holds all of the faces together. The base is what holds all of the faces together. Remember, vertices is a fancy name for corners. Remember, vertices is a fancy name for corners. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 vertices. Then edges is when they come together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 edges. So with a pyramid, there's always only one base. The number of sides that are on that base tells you how many faces there are. When you have a triangular base, that means it has 3 sides, which means it has 3 faces. Okay, next we have a square pyramid. We got to count how many sides it has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 sides. And if you look in the very middle, there is our base. Our base is a square. Since our base is a square, that means that it has 4 sides. If it has 4 sides, that means it has 4 faces. So we have 1 face. We have 2 face. We have 3 face. We have 4 faces. So there is one base, and that one base has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, which means that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 faces. And the base is in the middle and holds the faces together. Remember, vertices is a fancy name for corners. So I'm going to count the corners. Oh, we don't have a picture of it, so it's okay. So we're going to skip that part. So pyramid always has one base. So a pyramid always has one base. Okay, so we're going to be working with 2 different types of 3D objects. We're going to be working with pyramids, which have one base and multiple faces, or prisms that have 2 bases that hold all the faces together. So prisms have 2 bases, and then pyramids have 1. Okay, now there's surface areas broken into 2. There's total surface area and there's lateral surface area. Today we're going to talk about total surface area. total surface area is just like composite figures, meaning you have to find the area of every shape and then combine it all together to make the total. So let's go to your first one. You have a square base pyramid. With a square base pyramid, that means that you have one base. So our one base is a square. So to find the area of a square, so our base is a square, we're going to do base times height. So since it's a square, both of my sides are a 3. So I have 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So I have 9 for my base. I have 9 inches squared. Now my faces are the triangles. Since the square has 4 sides, that means that I have 4 faces. So I have my face is a triangle, so I have base times height, divide by 2. So my base is a 3, my height on the inside is 4. So I have 3 times 4 divided by 2. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So I have 6 inches squared for each section. So just like a composite figure, I want all of those combined. And since I want everything combined, that means I'm going to add them all together. So I have 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 9. So I have 12 plus 12 plus 9, 24 plus 9. So that would be 24. Then you have 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So you have 33 inches squared. So total surface area is just like when you're finding the area of a composite figure. You have to find the area of the base, then the area of your faces. You have to make sure that each face has the same dimensions. Then you have to combine them all together, and when you combine them all together, that helps you find the total surface area, meaning of the area of all the faces and all the bases. So you're now going to do 2 through 4, and you're going to do 5 through 8. Okay, take it a shape at a time. I need to see the work for the base and for the faces. If you want a color code, I suggest that. So you can do it. Good job, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.